everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sophie and I would love it if you click that big red subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell as well so that you never miss a video. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you would know that amongst other stuff, I talk about languages a lot on my channel, and many of you have asked me in the past which languages I'm planning to learn next, and I've always said in the past that I wasn't planning to learn any right then because I was completing a degree in German, Spanish and French and really needed to focus on those because obviously you know, my degree was very important to me and I wanted to get a good mark, and now that I've finished my degree I finally have time to think about that. And yeah, literally like a week after I finished my degree I've decided I'm gonna start learning Italian. And yeah, I have no prior knowledge of Italian. I literally plan to start today. I know nothing right now other than Buongiorno Principessa from La Vita è Bella. I don't know how you say it, but that Italian film. Hopefully I will learn how to say that. I think that's one of the first things that I want to learn is just how to pronounce stuff in Italian. So I will probably start with like the alphabet, and I will make sure when I learn words that I really listen to how they're pronounced, so I can, you know, kind of get a gist of how stuff is at least pronounced in Italian, so that in the future when I see a new word I'll be able to kind of have a good idea of how to say it roughly. That would be good. So yeah, I think I'm going to start there, but I will be documenting the process, so I'm going to be trying to learn it for, well, at least a month. This video is going to be like for a month, I think, because yeah, I should be going to Italy in about a month's time anyway, only for a short trip, so obviously I'm not going to speak much Italian there. It's not like I'm learning Italian to go there, it's not like I'm going to move to Italy or anything. I've just always been fascinated in the language, and I thought now seems like a good time than any, because it would be nice to like at least be able to use some basic Italian whilst I'm there, to like order myself some gelato in Italian, you know, just the little things. I know that I probably won't need to do that in Milan, and that there will be many English speakers probably working in, you know, the restaurants in Milan and stuff, because it is a touristy city. I am well aware of that, but because I am interested in learning the language, I thought, you know, now might be a nice time too, so at least then I can get some very basic practice. And I personally, when I travel, do like to say at least a few words here and there. I like to try and make a bit of an effort. I just think it seems kind of polite, like even if all you're saying is please and thank you in that language and hello, have a good day, I just think that's nice. And I love learning languages, so yeah, I'm going to try and learn Italian. Obviously I'm not going to be fluent in Italian in a month, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to, you know, I know I'm not going to be fluent. I'm just trying to see how much Italian I can learn. And you know, I do have no prior knowledge of Italian, but obviously Spanish and French are Romance languages, so knowing both of them should help me out a bit. I mean, sometimes I do, like, you know, I've listened to a few songs in Italian and I've heard some people speak Italian before, and I've been able to pick out, you know, a word here and there that sounds similar to either Spanish or French. Of course they could be false friends, but I feel like in those circumstances it wasn't, I don't know, they weren't, but yeah, I'm rambling on a bit. Today I really am just going to focus on learning, I think, some just like, you know, like I said, pronunciation, I guess, and some basic like phrases, possibly the present tense too, depends how much time I have. I mean, I should have plenty of time. I'm still isolating with COVID, so I should have plenty of time. But yeah, that's how I'm going to start. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do every day, like, oh, every day I'm going to do 5 minutes of vocabulary, blah, 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 right now, because I feel like stuff could change. I will more just document at the end, I guess. I will film some clips and put voiceovers over. I don't really know, but like for now, I'm just going to start and we're going to see how it goes, but I'll tell you what my plan is, because I don't really have a strict plan, because it's also the summer and I've got things coming up like my graduation, my boyfriend's graduation. I've got a friend coming to visit me, so I know that I'm not going to be able to study Italian every day, but when I can study Italian I will study Italian for at least like an hour. But yeah, I'm just gonna start learning Italian now. That's probably best.
So here I was just watching a YouTube video on the alphabet, but I probably would have been better off finding like a children's song on the alphabet or something, because this did not stick. I cannot remember the Italian alphabet. Maybe that's a job that I could do tonight after I finish editing this. Find an Italian alphabet song. And then I just learnt some vocabulary and phrases on Memrise, so I started with their Italian level 1 course, and I would repeat everything aloud. So what I love about Memrise is that often they have videos, but also, you know, every time you see a word, you hear it. Every time you input a word or answer a question, you hear that word again. So then I would repeat the word out loud to practice saying it and to help me remember it better.
Sì, capito.
Capito?
Capito. Capito.
So here I was just going through grammar explanations on Italian Online Club. I believe I was going through the articles here, as that's the first grammar explanation under level A1, and I did try to go through each exercise in order, as it just gave me a bit of structure and made sure that I didn't miss anything. And here's some clips from another day. I can't remember what day this was of learning Italian, but here I am using Memrise, because like I said, I love to use Memrise. And then I practiced, trying to write in Italian, just forming simple sentences, just trying to write whatever I could, even if I had to use a dictionary for a few words, just trying to form my own sentences, if you get me.
Everyone, I just wanted to update you on how my Italian language learning journey has been going, because I've literally filmed nothing other than some B-roll, which I don't even know if I've showed you yet or if I'm going to pop it over me speaking here now. But yeah, I literally haven't told you how my Italian language learning journey went, and I didn't even set myself a plan on the first day, which didn't work, and I knew it wasn't going to work. I don't know why I just jumped in with it without a plan. Well, actually I know why I just jumped in with it without a plan, because I started learning Italian earlier than I had planned because I was bored during my COVID isolation, so I jumped into it. But I have done more research now, found more resources, and been able to like create a plan. Probably still need to find more resources, and I haven't been learning Italian as often as I would like. I will say this video is going to be very different to the other videos where people say they've learned a language in a month, because I haven't been intensively learning Italian every day, because, well, for one, you've probably noticed I've moved back home, so I've had that. I've been going to job interviews, I've just been very, very busy. So I've been trying to learn Italian for an hour a day, at least, more like 2 hours when I can, and yeah, I think in total I've only learnt it like 7 days, maybe a week, even though it's been like 2 weeks of learning Italian, possibly longer. I've lost track of time. I thought today was Thursday, but my mum told me today is actually Friday. So yeah, but anyway, I want to stop rambling on about that. I can't remember if I did mention before that I don't want to spend money on learning Italian at the moment, just because I am in the process of applying for a job, so obviously I don't have much money to spend at the moment. But once I find myself a job, I would be willing to spend money on resources if I thought they would be useful to help me learn Italian. Like, even at the moment, the most, like, you know, good value resources I don't want to spend money on, which I think is fair enough. So yeah, I haven't even been using all the resources that I wanted to. I haven't been taking any like form of Italian lessons. If I had more money to spare, I would definitely take some sort of online lessons with a tutor, maybe once a week, probably on italki, because that's the platform that I'm familiar with and have used before for Spanish, German and French, and I've taught on italki before as well. I used to teach English on there. Again, I'm rambling on and I haven't really told you my Italian plan. But at the moment, I've just been using Memrise for learning vocabulary and phrases, which again is very different from what other YouTubers have been using when they've created similar videos. They've all been using their like 1000 most common words and then putting them into Anki. And the problem with that is I used to recommend Anki, but I don't like Anki. My brain switches off when I use Anki. There's something about Anki that just doesn't work for me. And I know it's silly, but I think the aesthetic helps it. Like the aesthetic, oh, sorry, my camera just decided to go out of focus for a minute. The aesthetic of Memrise, I don't know, it just works. And I love the little videos where you can see natives speaking these languages. I find them particularly useful for beginners, you know, because I don't know really how Italian sounds, so having those little videos of people saying specific phrases helps. And I know you shouldn't just learn phrases, you should learn vocab and learn grammar and use it to make phrases yourself, and I am doing that as well. But I do find when I learn new words, learning them in phrases is helpful, and I don't know, I just find it useful to use the Memrise level 1 Italian rather than use a list of 1000 most common words, particularly because I've looked at them in German, Spanish and French before and seen things like prepositions with a direct translation, and like, no, you can't always directly translate prepositions. Like I think in Spanish I've seen der as from or of or something, but like it has different meanings depending on how you use it, and you learn prepositions when you learn grammar anyway. So I just thought, I don't know, the list of phrases and words, it works on Memrise, especially as I do think that a lot of the words on the 1000 list come up in there at some point, and often you'll see words on their own and then you'll see them in phrases as well, and I think it helps me to memorize the words better when I see them in phrases as well. Memrise isn't, it's when I move my arms I'm making the camera go out of focus, I'm sorry. But yeah, Memrise isn't the only resource I've been using, that's just mainly what I've been using for vocabulary. That's usually what I use first in the day, just to get me thinking in Italian. And then I've been using Italian online club for grammar. It's not my favourite at the moment, but it's the best thing I've found so far because it's free and there's lots of explanations, but I feel like they're lacking some explanations in something. Like when I was learning the present tense, it had exercises on the irregular present tense verb conjugations, but it only taught me how to conjugate the regular present tense verbs, and I had to go to YouTube and find a video, and I found one on learning Italian with Lucrezia, all about the irregular verbs, and yeah, YouTube has been helping me as well. But I have been using a bit of Italian Online Club every day, and it's kind of given me a structure as well, an order of to go to learn different things. So today I learned a bit about adjectives, and yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've also started trying to write in Italian. Every day I've been trying to write something. I'm hoping at some point it will get to more diary entries. The first day I wrote something, I think it was like the third or second day of me learning Italian, and you know, it was very small because I couldn't say very much. I literally wrote just mi chiamo Sophie, vengo dall'Inghilterra, sono inglese, parlo un po' di italiano, ma parlo inglese, spagnolo, tedesco e francese. Parli inglese, de dove vieni? But yeah, my Italian pronunciation obviously isn't the best, and I'm sure there's probably like some overlap from Spanish and French in there because I still need to get used to Italian. But you know, gradually I've been starting to write more. So today I wrote mi chiamo Sophie, ho 24 anni, vengo dall'Inghilterra, sono inglese, parlo 4 lingue bene e un po' di italiano, parlo italiano male. Parlo spagnolo meglio che italiano. Amo viaggiare e imparare lingue come l'italiano. Mi piace davvero il cibo. Cibo? I don't know. Il mio cibo preferito è il cibo messicano, ma mi piace davvero anche il cibo italiano. C'è un ristorante italiano molto buono in Bangor, in Galles. I want to say Galles. but that's Spanish because it's spelled the same. Ugh, anyway, ma non vivo bien en Bangor. Not the best, but I think writing will help, especially as I don't have a teacher to speak to, and as I write afterwards I kind of read what I've written out to myself. I think really at the moment I need to be focusing also on listening to Italian more. I haven't been the best at that. Yeah, just because obviously I'm a beginner, so I feel like I can't really jump in the deep end with like Netflix series yet. So I've been using lyrics training because filling the gaps. So even if I don't know the words, sometimes I can kind of hear the sounds and I'm getting used to sounds, and I'm trying to find songs that I like in Italian that way, because I found from learning languages previously that if I find music that I like and then I look up the words that I don't know in a dictionary in the lyrics and kind of try and figure out what the lyrics mean, and then I listen to the songs again because I like them, I then start to learn that vocabulary. So I find it a good way of learning vocabulary as well as also like practicing my listening skills. It just helps things to stick. I have tried watching some vlogs with Learn Italian with Lucrezia, because obviously I think her day in the life vlogs are good ones to watch, because she's not speaking too, she doesn't speak too fast because she knows that her audience are trying to learn Italian. So I think that's a good place for me to start, and I'm hoping to learn, you know, words that aren't used often in Italian from listening to that. So I've been watching some of her vlogs, but of course I know literally like no Italian, so it's not really helping that much at the moment, but I know it will get better with time. If I had money, what I would do was I would get myself a Disney Plus account, because you can change the languages in the films you're watching, and I think it would help for me to watch a film in Italian that I already know the storyline of, because my Italian isn't very good, and then I'll kind of be able to figure out what they're saying because I know the storyline anyway, and learn more new vocabulary that way, and again just get used to listening to Italian. But I feel like I don't want to get myself a subscription of anything at the moment until I know that I've like secured myself a job, but that is something that I do recommend. I have used my flatmate's Disney Plus account before in my flat because we had it on the TV. I went to go use it when I was last in the flat to try and learn Italian, but no one was in the flat and the Fire Stick had lost connection to the Wi-Fi again, and I don't know how to work this Fire Stick. So to be fair, none of us really know how to work the Fire Stick, and it just seems to lose connection all the time. But again, I'm rambling on. That's basically how my Italian journey has been going. I don't know if my plan is the best way to learn Italian. Probably not, because like I said, I haven't been doing it that intensively, and I do think having like someone you could practice speaking Italian to at least once a week, like a tutor, would help. Or maybe having like some sort of grammar book would help, or some sort of like A1 level book would help. I don't know, I'm not really trying to spend much money on Italian. I'm not trying to spend any money. I think the only money I've spent is money on this notebook so far. So yeah, but like I said, I do want to learn Italian. I would like to get to level B1 one day. That's not going to happen in a month, but maybe one day. But yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I'll update you on my Italian in a few days, and whether I think my knowledge of French and Spanish is helping me with Italian, because I know a lot of people say once you learn French and once you learn Spanish you can learn Italian easy. So I feel like this challenge has also been quite fun, just to I guess challenge that. Does it really help you to learn Italian? We'll see. Yeah. So did I actually learn to speak Italian in a month? Now, I'm pretty sure I said at the beginning that I definitely wouldn't become fluent in the language in a month, and to be honest, I barely learn anything. So don't take this video as like advice on how to learn a language fast, but to be fair, I wasn't being consistent, and I feel like you do need to be consistent. And in all other videos I've seen where people have tried to learn a language in a month, they have been really consistent. But because I had so much going on with applications for different jobs and my graduation and my boyfriend's graduation, it was very hard for me to be consistent. But I did find a love for Duolingo, because I've always said that I didn't like Duolingo before, but I've realised as a beginner it is quite nice, and when you don't have much time it is quite nice, because there were a lot of days where I really didn't have time to sit down and learn Italian, but I could dedicate 5 minutes to Duolingo, so I at least still got to learn a few phrases and stuff, even though I wasn't making, you know, as much progression as had I been using other materials as well, as I do really feel like you need to use other materials on top of Duolingo and any language learning app. I still made some progression and still learnt some words, and when I went to Milan I barely spoke any Italian. When I started, people always replied in English, apart from there was one woman in a restaurant who kept replying to me in Italian. Even if I just said like one word in Italian, she would reply to me in Italian. And Alex was saying that he thinks that she thought I was Italian because I was speaking Italian to her, but like it's very clear that I'm not Italian when I speak Italian. I'm pretty sure I do pronounce some things with a bit of like a Spanish pronunciation as well, or maybe even French as well, just because I've learnt those languages first. And I can't string a good sentence together, but I was able to understand her despite her speaking Italian to me, so I do feel like I have picked up some sort of understanding of Italian, but then at the same time, because I would already describe myself as fluent in Spanish and French, that could be why, because there are similarities, so it doesn't really show anything. But I have learnt some phrases and I have learnt some stuff about the grammar, but you know, I didn't have enough time to study all the grammar. I haven't even studied the future tense or the conditional tense. I've had no time for that. I haven't studied the imperative. There's so many things that I feel like you need to study before you can speak a language well, that I just didn't get around to studying in this 1 month. But yeah, I can say some things like parlo un po' di italiano y mi chiamo Sophie, vengo de Inglaterra. I can tell a friend that I love them. I can say te voglio bene, but I can't say much at all other than grazie and prego, and I can ask where things are. Like I was able to ask dove il bagno, I think it's bagno, but I could be confusing that with Spanish. But I said that to someone in Italy and they understood and they responded in Italian, and I was able to make out what they were saying. But I think that's from, you know, my knowledge of Spanish and French, because I haven't learnt directions yet. I don't know how to say right, I don't know how to say left, I don't know how to say straight ahead, like, so I don't really know very much at all. I can ask where things are, but I might not understand the answer. But I can ask people parli inglese, which came very much in handy when I was in Italy. I know I could have probably just gone up to them and spoke to them in English, but I just thought it sounded nicer if I said scusa parli inglese before I started rambling on to them in English. But of course you could easily just find the phrases for that on like Google Translate or DeepL or something like that, and just learn how to say it and say that when you go travelling. So yeah, my knowledge of Italian isn't the best, but I do think I've hit the wrong time to learn it because of all that had going on with job applications and stuff. But yeah, once I'm settled into a job, I would like to take learning Italian more seriously and maybe even start paying for some lessons. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it wasn't like the most helpful and stuff, but hey, if I take my Italian journey a lot further, then I'll be able to build up a big source of materials and resources to share with you all later on. So do click that big red subscribe button down below, as I will be updating you all on my journey in Italian and other languages, and I make travel vlogs too, and yeah, loads of videos. So make sure to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!
I just need to